You're probably wondering what this is about. It's about airsoft and the events that are airsoft related. One particular airsoft event I'm talking about is the Kankakee Open Play Airsoft Factory. It's sponsored by Mirror Tactical. And it's awesome. Every little bit about it is awesome. I'm going to tell you exactly why. Because there's problems most of the time. But we'll get to that. But first, let's talk about it more in detail. The event only costs $30 to play all day. Yeah, you heard it. All day for $30. We're talking about a place that's indoor and outdoor at the same time. Multiple floors. I mean, do you even understand what that means? Let me talk more about it, okay? Sometimes there's one, maybe two refs, and that's okay. But not really, because it can't enforce all the rules, which is kind of okay, because then you can get away with stuff, like not calling your hits, and just pretending to respawn, like going around the corner, and then like waiting a second, and then like coming back, pretending like you went to your respawn. No way to tell if there's an objective that's been completed or not. Speaking of objectives, there really aren't any. Team deathmatch, all you can eat from start till finish. And don't tell me that you don't enjoy destroying on scrubs, just vanquishing their bodies and souls, sending them home one by one, or if they came as a group, then all of them at once. It's awesome. You may be wondering, how is this a review? Well, I'm going to go further into detail in a second. So, being serious for now, I guess. Airsoft at the Kankakee Airsoft Factory. It's awesome. It's one of my favorite fields to play at. It is a great, dynamic, diverse place to play. Tons of obstacles inside. Multiple stairwells, multiple lanes, unlimited firing angles, multiple floors. And it just kind of goes on. If you don't like to play indoors, you can go outside, bust out the DMR or the sniper rifle, and just put in the work on the long shots. And I mean long shots, like this long, this many long. It's a great place to play for just getting out there and doing the skirmishes. There's a lot of open play areas in the Midwest region. Legacy, Black Ops, that other place that I'll mention somewhere on the screen. But other than that, Kankakee is really, really sick. I mean, I can't think of any other place that has an equivalent to how dynamic it is. The facility is used, I guess, a lot, especially during the holiday season, mainly around Halloween. So there's tons of props up. There's a million obstacles, mazes inside, camo netting, debris, all sorts of stuff that can get in the way of other players or yourself to make you have to choose a different route to get around. And every time I go to play there, there's something different. I gotta go one way, or I gotta go the other way. Maybe I can't go this way, so I gotta go all the way back. And that's awesome. It switches it up, as opposed to a lot of locations where it's just the same old arena over and over and over again. I have nothing against the other places, but this particular event was just really, really great. I've been there a couple of times. I've been there when it first actually opened maybe a year or so ago. And it's never disappointed. The good thing about this location is that it brings a lot of new players to the place, and it is really loose with most of the rules. The refs that are there are insanely relaxed, but strict to the point where they'll throw somebody out if they have to. If people complain about them, they're going to get talked to, and pretty much in front of everybody. But it's a great learning experience for people who are getting into airsoft or people who have been playing for a while, like myself. And it's a great way for people to train up and hone their skills. I'm going to put some video in the corner while I'm talking right here, and you guys can kind of just see what I'm talking about as far as the diversity of the level. There's a lot of things that I can talk about here. Mainly good. I just like the place. I think it's a perfect environment for people to work on their CQB skills, or maybe their sniping skills. Whatever it is, there's literally a floor or a location in or around the building for all of it. You can sit there and camp all day if you want and just hold down a spot if that's your play style. Or if you like to rush and get in there, like me, then there's something for all of us. The players are generally always friendly. Since I've been there, I try and meet new people and introduce myself and get a bigger group of people together, especially solo players. If I see somebody rolling solo, I try and meet up with them and join up if I can. But I don't want to sit there and say it's the best place ever of all time, because there is no such thing as that when it comes to airsoft. And what I mean by that is regulars that don't call their hits, the regulars that don't really care, and they're just there to flaunt their stuff and just get annihilated by people who are shredding, and it gets really out of hand sometimes. Again, when I mentioned 1 or 2 refs, there is usually only 1 or 2 refs, and not enough people to get that stuff under control. Obviously, you don't want to get rid of your regulars if that's your thing. I guess if you had to host it, you don't want to get rid of the regulars, but you could enforce the rules really, really strictly on those people. I don't want to spend too much time talking about that, but it's the only problem. Mainly it's just people not calling their hits, which you're going to get pretty much everywhere. And it's not something that I worry about. My second gripe would probably be the lack of guidance when it comes from the refs and the people that host the game, which is Mere Tactical, which is something that I'm going to kind of talk about near the end of the video. Not having guidance isn't a bad thing in an airsoft game, especially when it's an open play. There's nothing really wrong with that. If somebody gives me an objective type game to play, I'm going to play it and I'm going to enjoy it no matter what. If it's TDM all day, I'm okay with that. I'm super okay with that. Like, I'm going to get it on as best I can. And I know that I'm not the only person that enjoys it. A lot of people like TDM, respawns, unlimited respawns, whatever the case is, especially for an open play day. You just want to play. That's it. Nobody wants to get in your way. You don't want people to get in your way. You don't want to get in other people's way. You just want to play and get it on. And that's okay. I'm okay with that. I think a lot of people are probably okay with that. If you're looking for something more guided, like Milsim or something like that, I'm not saying this isn't your event. This is a great place to practice, though. But yeah, go to a Milsim if you're looking for like really strict rules and really strict objectives and stuff like that. But don't pass up the Airsoft Factory in Kankakee. It's an excellent place to play, hone your skills, try new tactics, work on things that you might not be that great at, and just meet new people pretty much every time you go there. It's always a good time, and I think people would really enjoy it. I can't think of a better place to go that's more dynamic, more diverse, more interactive than the Airsoft Factory in Kankakee. Like, I don't really think, if you haven't been there, don't be too objective towards it and just be like, oh, it can't be that good. It's awesome. I've played at Power Paintball, pretty much all the local spots. Haven't been to Black Ops yet. I'll get out there eventually. But Power Paintball, which is straight indoor CQB, that's out of control, man. Like, it's super fast paced. You're alive, you're dead. You're alive, you're dead. You're using high power pistols, whatever. Your lifespan in that day is not that high. Where Kankakee, if you're good enough to be patient and move slowly, carefully, and check all your corners, you can shred all day. It's awesome. What I want to talk about finally is just Mere Tactical, I suppose, and their events that they host. I'm going to be putting out more event videos because I've been to pretty much all of them into the past. I really enjoy all of their events. It's a great company, really interactive with their customers, and everything they do is pretty fair. Now, with these events, most of them are non-refundable. So if it like rains out or whatever, like, you're not getting your money back if you bought online the day before to get in without having to worry about registration or anything like that. You're not getting your money back, which is really unfortunate. I don't think that's fair. That's just my opinion. When it comes to structure and guidance from the refs all play. Not every single game, but they do play. So they know what they're doing, and they know what they're looking for. But at the same time, I think nobody wants to interrupt a good time. Every Airsoft game gets heated. There's always going to be people not calling their hits. There's always going to be people raging. It's always going to happen. And I think they have the experience to know that that's just going to happen. I don't want to take that away from them. And I don't want them to suffer as a company to be like, oh, well, what do you want us to do? Just start throwing people out. It is what it is. I think most veteran players will get over the fact that somebody's not calling hits. Just shoot them more. Shoot them in the face. Just mag dump. Do whatever you gotta do. Like, I'm all for it. Again, Mere Tactical events like the open play at Kankakee or a 2-day event at Kankakee or any of their other events are always loose with the rules. It's always like that, and that's okay, but it's also not okay. If it's a Milsim event, like maybe like a Sherwood Forest or something like that, it's just loose. They're just like, yeah, go take that tower over there, go plant this bomb or whatever. We'll let you know when the timer's up. It is what it is. It's not the best, but it's not wrong. It's not that bad. I mean, you can play the objective if it's something you want to do if you're getting bored, or that just gives you the option to move around, play the field a little more while everybody's distracted with the objective. And that's pretty much all I have to say about the Kankakee Airsoft event and Mere Tactical, the people that host it. I'll reiterate that it's just a phenomenal place to train and practice. You get the best of both worlds, CQB and some outdoor. If you're working on your long-range gun game, there's something for that. There's something for the people with the ghillie suits. If they want to work the outside, they can work the outside. There's people with there's plenty of area for ARs and like midsection guns, DMRs and stuff. The lanes going up and down the hallways are massive. You're talking about 200-foot hallways. And you get the people with SMGs. There's no full auto allowed indoors, but there's full auto allowed outdoors. And there's so many close quarters areas, stairwells, multiple. I think there's like 4 stairwells or something like that. There's something for everybody at this location. I would highly recommend that people go check it out. It's $30. It's an easy, fun day. Like, I would never recommend anything to somebody that sucked, and if it sucked, I would tell you that it sucks. and those will come in future reviews. But just being that I came from Kankakee Open Play just this last weekend, I wanted to get this out there as soon as possible, just let people know that it's a great place. If you're in the Midwest, or in Illinois, maybe southern Wisconsin or Indiana, swing on by, check it out. It's totally worth it. Even the small games are good, even the big games are good. It's highly recommended. Now, without further ado, I'm just going to play some video over here. Enjoy the video of whatever it is that I just pointed to, and yeah, just look at the video.